Oh, we forgot to take our clothes.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, we're ready?
Hey, what's up? I'm Justin.
Woo! Hi, I'm Kay.
Please excuse the radio in the background,
If you understand Korean, you can follow along.
and you'll know when this was recorded. So, anyway, on this day, we left the Efteling Hotel, right?
Yep.
And we got a breakfast bag-ish.
Yep.
Some that was,
Mine was gluten-free.
well, your second bag was gluten-free.
Right.
But one funny story is that while I'm fine with drinking water, because I have because I have medicine that I take, I don't like to drink water with them. I like to drink juice. So I asked because the kitchen wasn't open, that's why we got a breakfast to go. I asked if I could get a cup of juice, and they were like, sure. And part of me, I think you were the one who was like, Justin, come on, we have to go. Why did you ask them for juice?
But then after you did, somebody else did ask for
And then-
milk or juice.
Then I got a cup of juice, and I took my medicine with it, and I said thank you, and they were like, it's no problem. I said how much was it? And they were like, it's free. Thank you.
Because we had a 7:45 a.m. bus departure,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was supposed to be on the bus at like 7:30, so that we could do our count off.
Oh yeah, that's right. So then we went to Bobbejaanland, Bobbejaanland.
Whatever, in Belgium.
Yes. This, spoiler alert, this is just my opinion, this park was the least prepared.
Right, because you were supposed to get ERT on Fury, right?
Not even that.
I don't even think that happened, right?
That didn't happen. We were supposed
Did we
to
get
do...
our 15 euros, though?
I think we did,
Okay.
but just like with almost all of our parks, I don't know if we used all of the euros.
Yes, we did. I made sure we
We
did.
used all 15 euros at Bobbejaanland?
I think so.
Well, I got a map, which...
Well, that cost, what, 2 or 3?
That costs 2 euros, which, you know, call me a jerk American, I'm sorry, but I think some things should be free, like water and maps.
Well, but they need to make money also. And maybe
It's called
this,
admission.
but maybe this way people won't buy it if they don't need it, and then it's not just thrown away. Right?
We're not recording at all. So
Okay.
anyway, then on that, we were supposed to do a photo and then a walk back, I think. That didn't happen, but we did get free donuts. Or, well, I got
You
free
got a free
donuts.
donut. I couldn't even get donut or ice cream. All their ice cream had gluten in it, remember, or wheat,
At Bobbejaanland?
wasn't it?
No, you're thinking of Movie Park Germany.
Oh, sorry, scratch that. How'd you get a donut? Oh, we were like in the cafeteria thingy.
Yes.
Got it.
Are you caught up now?
I think so.
And here's why I'd say
It's
that
only
this...
Monday, August 12th.
Sure. And here's why else... Is it?
Yeah, we were there Monday, August
Yeah,
12th.
sure. That's why we're recording
We started
from...
our journey.
That's why we're recording
August
from a
8th.
place that looks a lot like our house.
Yeah.
So anyway, the other thing that...
It's the same hotel room.
The other thing that made this park, that we were able to bring pets to. The other thing that the park wasn't prepared for was that, not all of the rides opened on time. They did, like, random staggered ride openings.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of angered me. And if this park, just my opinion, but if this park wants to improve, they should either open all of the rides at the beginning,
Or at least one side or something.
or have like it at the airport where you see a thing of like when rides will be opening, because when it's just in the front and it's nowhere else, and it's not like an app you can download. It's not on any maps. You can't get it anywhere.
Yeah, because Fury was
You have to
supposed
just
to
like,
be first,
yeah,
and they weren't even ready for that
yeah, you have to do like snap photography or something.
because it was
Uh,
always changing.
oh God, who's that girl? Uh, Cassie. Cassie and
Her husband got it.
James. Yeah, they were able to do fast photography. We're not up to that video. We're not up to that quality. So we kind of walked all around trying to find something that
That
was
was open.
operating. So what was what was
The
the
first thing you did, okie dokie.
okie dokie? Well,
That
okie
was a
dokie.
Vekoma Junior Coaster.
Vekoma Junior Coaster. Uh, typical, like, it's a custom layout with something called a Junior Butterfly. Um, it's kind of cool. It's pretty long. Um, I think you go around once or twice. I was just happy something was operating because the park had been open for like 20 minutes and we were leaving at like what, 3 or 4? Then what was the next thing? The next thing was
You did Indian River, indoor
Indian River.
flume,
Yeah,
water flume.
this was weird. This is kind of like take a take like a small log flume and make and theme it to where the first part is like knockoff Jungle Cruise, but then they lost budget or something, and so the other half was knockoff Indiana Jones, complete with pillars like breaking like in the middle, looking like you were about to get smashed, and
Hmm.
it was pretty cool. Other people in our group did that, and I think at this point, that's when the park was like, "Oh wow, we're kind of messing up. So let's give you all free front of the line wristbands.
Yeah.
Thank you." And if it was the result of the group leaders, then thank you, you two. We're not going to say which group because I want to post this on multiple channels.
Okay.
But thank you.
So after we got those, you did Bob Express next.
Bob Express, that's a very long Mac powered coaster. It seems to like go on forever.
Wasn't it on based on by the lake?
Yeah, and
There was a lake in the middle of this
there's
park.
one part where you like go over a rapids or something. So yeah, that was kind of weird. And okay, I just want to do a little complaint for a second. Ranger and Beardman, I told you guys about the Area 51 log flume. I told you guys about other stuff. You could have told me about the El Paso shooting dark ride.
Oh well.
Moving on. So what was next?
You did Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher
That's
is
one that we stood at for
Yeah.
a while, and then they said, no, we're not going to open it yet. So then we were on the other side of the lake where other people were starting to ride things.
Dream Express is a Vekoma suspended
No,
coaster.
Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher is a Vekoma suspended coaster. It's not very smooth. I've ridden Aero suspendeds that are much smoother, like the Bat at Kings Island, the new Bat, I should say. Iron Dragon, Ninja, Eagle Fortress, Vampire. Is that about it?
I don't know. Maybe. Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Speedy Bob.
Oh,
Wild Mouse.
that's a Wild Mouse coaster. Got nothing else really to say about that. After the Wild Mouse XXL, like, all Wild Mouses are now kind of inferior to it because XXL is like, it's probably like riding Millennium Force and then riding Woodstock Express. It's like, this could have been more. Anyway,
King
I thought I did the
Kong.
Rapids ride next.
Oh, maybe you did. Where's the Rapids ride?
It doesn't say the...
River Rapids ride? El
Yeah.
Rio?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you
Oh, it
did
didn't
it. I
mark that.
didn't mark it.
Yeah, I rode El Rio because then you went to the Bear.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, somebody said that there
no,
was.
we'll get to that. El Rio. The reason why I wanted to ride it is because one of my favorite rides from Wild Adventures is the Tasmanian River Rapids. And I knew that this one also had a whirlpool section. Uh, it's not as good. Legend would still probably say you get too wet on it, but I mean, it's not the drenching that I want from water rides. Like, I don't want to go on a water ride personally and just get like a splash. Because then why am I riding a water ride instead of splashing myself in the face from the sink?
That's very interesting.
So anyway,
Maybe I should wonder
then
about that.
then we were walking around trying to find the. I was walking around trying to find the bear.
She told me it was a big bear.
What was it?
It was King Kong.
So people, if you've seen King Kong and you've seen a grizzly bear, you can see the similarities.
Well,
like
the thing of it was
they blink.
The thing of it was is there weren't many food booths open,
Yeah, there weren't many gift shops open.
and when you found a bathroom, the door was locked. It wasn't opened either. So
That's how I should talk. I should mention that about the fast pass.
what?
With the fast passes, it's a wristband, so you scan it, and then they say something in. I don't want to offend anyone, so Flemish, I guess, or Belgian, or French.
Is French, German, and something else.
So then you scan it, and they go like, "Eh, no, don't touch a photo. Touch a photo, quoi, toi?" I was like, English, and then there was a, or like a, and then I walked through, and I was like, I hope that worked. I hope I hope they're more bilingual than me.
So you rode King Kong.
Yeah, King Kong. It's a weird ride. It's one of those. Did I say I thought you could handle it? No, I did not say you could handle it, but you could have. It's kind of like take a magic carpet style ride and put it on a frog hopper. That is the best way I can put it, because it loads like this, like I haven't been on it, but it sounds cooler, and it had less screens than Universal Orlando's King Kong ride. Hee hee hee. And it was funny. I wanted Kay to ride it, but she was like, "No, I don't want to ride it. I'm worried." But then, like, a bunch of other kids were riding it, and it was their first time. It was all of our first times on this ride, and they were like, "This is awesome." So anyway, then what was next?
Revolution.
Revolution? It wasn't Naga Bay? Was Revolution?
I have Revolution. Naga Bay was 9.
Oh, okay, Revolution. Okay.
Naga Bay was after
This
Forbidden
is the
Caves.
this is the doesn't really explain it very well, because we saw Naga Bay and I saw the entrance, and it's an indoor coaster with VR. Previously, what is it called? I think it's called like no, this is called Revolution. I think previously it was called Mount Mara, maybe. But you saw the line for VR, which was like an hour and a half, and I was thinking, ugh, this isn't gonna be good. So but I knew that the flash pass, the quick pass entrance was through ride exit, so I kept trying to scan it, but there was nothing to it. So I think I spent a good 10-15 minutes trying to figure out, am I going to have to wait in this hour-long line? I know I sound spoiled. I'm sorry. But it it turns out that you were actually supposed to go up the wheelchair entrance.
Yeah.
And then there was the thing like, hey, do you want VR? That's just my default international foreign accent. I apologize. And they said like, do you want VR? And I was like, no. I'm like, I don't need VR. It's okay. The ride is a.
It still took a long time of a wait.
The ride is kind of like if you took Whizzer from Great America, but you kind of turned it from like this size photo to to this size photo. Meaning that the train is significantly longer and the drops are way more spread out. So like when you're on like the third car in a train that has like 40 cars, that's not an exaggeration. Like you're already like 75% done with a drop before the last car has even left the lift hill. So it just kind of chugs along pretty much.
Interesting.
What's next?
Then you did Forbidden Caves,
I did Forbidden Caves.
and then Naga Bay.
I did. No, I didn't because it's crossed out.
No, that's an 8. It was going to be a 6. It turned out to be an 8.
Forbidden Caves? I don't remember that ride.
I think we only did the walkthrough and we didn't ride it.
No,
Because
you're
it was
thinking
a
of
wait.
Efteling, I think. Oh, I don't remember.
It was by the big King Kong.
This was either like some Forbidden Caves. I know what it is. I thought it was just gonna be like a.
It was a dark ride.
No, it turned out to be kind of like a simulator, I think.
Right, but we only did the walkthrough part.
We did the walkthrough,
because
which
it
man,
was a long wait.
this is a good walkthrough. Like, it would not. I would be shocked if Bobbejaanland did not use this for like a Halloween walkthrough.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Like you're really walking in the woods, like, or in a jungle. Like you have no idea where anything is, and we're like, is this the attraction? Just a walkthrough outside?
And then you go back inside for a little bit, and then you find out it's like a half an hour wait before the next.
Yeah, maybe it's like some kind of escape room like thing or Wizard's Quest, maybe.
Maybe.
Let us know in the comments.
We only did the walkthrough. Okay, then you went on Naga Bay.
That's a Mars spinning coaster.
Okay.
Nothing much to say about that.
And then you finally got to ride Fury.
Yes, and hence the title. We have Fury Fever, which I'm stealing from another podcast name, which I was able to do legally. So don't sue me, please. Anyway.
And then Typhoon.
Well, let me tell you about Fury.
Okay, let's hear about Fury.
Why are you trying to speed it up? Fury is a multi-launch Gerstlauer multi-launch looping roller coaster where you can either experience the entire ride forwards or experience the entire ride backwards. It says it's based on score. That's not true at all. I'm sorry. It's not true. It's completely made up bogus for the ride. There's one train, or I think there's like one or two trains that specifically go forwards, and there's another one or two trains that specifically go backwards. So, because I had the wristband and because I guess I seemed like a quote-unquote 1%er, I asked the employees, like, which train goes backwards and which train goes forwards? Like, how do you make sure that they go forwards and they go backwards? And he was like, this one is gonna go backwards. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Can I ride it? Okay. I was like, there's an empty seat. I can ride with that group of 2 or 3. So I rode it backwards the first time, and it was actually pretty fun. And then call me lazy, I don't care, but we once the ride was done, I got out of my seat, and then I just decided to kind of like hang by the exit because I was just gonna rescan it anyway to go forwards. So he said this one goes forward. So again, I rode it forwards, and I kept pressing the buttons. The buttons are just for show, pretty much. They're like if you have like a child's car, like those old cars that you used to like drive
Oh,
through,
little tykes like thing. Oh no, what?
that you used to sit in.
Yeah, the red and yellow thing, little tykes.
Yeah, and they had like buttons, but when you pressed them, like nothing happened.
Yeah.
They were just for show. That's kind of what it is here. Obviously, a little more high tech. And then I rode forwards, and being totally honest with you, I enjoyed it more going backwards. I thought it was actually smoother going backwards.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend you ride it. Maybe 5 years ago you could have ridden it, but you did ride a coaster. We'll get to that later. Then there was Typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
Typhoon was the first Gerstlauer Eurofighter, and you can tell. Because, or no, it wasn't the first. The first one was, what was it? I think it was called like Wild Boar at Bonbonland, I think. Or no, maybe it's Wildesvent or something. That's the first one, I believe. This one was like a larger model. This one was bumpier and was actually pretty bumpy. This and Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, you wrote that. That
This
was
and
the fourth one.
Yeah,
Tacoma
this and
suspended.
Dreamcatcher were two of the bumpier rides on at this park. Uh, do you want to get into the boat ride that we didn't get to ride, or do you want to leave the park on a happy note?
We can leave the park on a happy note.
Okay, long story short, I decided to try Belgian fries because I had heard that French fries weren't French, they were Belgian. So we decided to try Belgian fries. And something that is unique about Belgian fries compared to American fries, well, besides the fact that you have to pay extra for ketchup, which I also,
Ketchup, mustard, mayo.
yeah. But
That
what's
was at
cool,
most of the parks.
yeah, that's again kind of odd.
Well, you're
but,
not
yeah.
wasting. Why give it to somebody if they're not going to use it?
Ask. Unless there's been recent events of like what happened to Drew the intern where random people threw ketchup packets at him.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay, let's
Throwback.
not get into it.
But what's also cool is that the Belgian fries, they don't have any salt on them. Which I think that was good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we made the drive to Toverland.
Yep.
And this park,
Oh.
I didn't do the ERT part because it was raining and I was already drenched and sweaty.
You wrote it already.
And we'll get to that later why I was drenched and sweaty. But
Was that Phoenix?
yeah, we'll get to why I was drenched and sweaty. But apparently that park has as much land to expand on as Efteling. And I'm willing to bet you they don't even have half as much.
It doesn't have the rides.
Talk for a second.
Oh, so today in our cool fall weather was a
In
balmy
August.
83 humid degrees.
That is weird. We didn't. Huh. Okay.
Do you remember what you did at Toverland?
Yeah. Roughly.
It was another park that was kind of spread out.
This park was not prepared for us at all. They did not have front of the line access, which, yeah, I know I sound spoiled. I'm sorry. However, the other problem was that I think Phoenix did run 2 trains, contrary to what some people on another podcast might have said. I'm sorry, you guys, but I did ride Whirlwind. That one also, I think, ran 2 trains. But like Booster Bike, Two's Express, and Troy only ran 1 train. And previously, we saw Troy running when it was running 2 trains. So they took off one of the trains, and as a result, the line was like 40, 45 minutes, and we only had like an hour and a half there. Hour and a half, 2 hours. So, there were a few rides that I wanted to ride, but I didn't get to. One of them was, and I feel weird saying this, I didn't get to ride a wet water ride that the legend from In the Loop rode intentionally. It's like a Twilight Zone. Um, that's the one where you go up the lift and it has like a turntable going up the lift. That's the one that James and Cassie did. I also wanted to ride their Rapids ride because that one also had a whirlpool section.
I think we got wet enough.
Too wet. So it was nice to ride a Troy. I'm gonna spoil it for you people. My favorite GCI on the trip.
Troy was?
Yeah. It's an unpopular opinion, I'm sorry, but that was my favorite. Two's Express, it's typical, another Vekoma Junior coaster. It's just kind of fun being indoors. Then I rode Booster Bike, again 1 train, with several single riders, or empty seats, which angered me, especially when the wait was like, what, 30 minutes?
Seemed like a long time.
But it was nice to ride a Booster Bike without being pelted by snow or freezing rain. We instead got pelted by warm rain. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Then we rode, well, we should say we, it was me out of the both of us. Then I rode Der Whirlwind, which I'm assuming that means whirlwind in English. It's a pretty good max spinning coaster. But what's cool about this, and I didn't mention this to anyone that didn't get to ride it because I didn't want to be like, ha ha, I rode it, feel bad, ha ha. I didn't want to be like that. Because I've been kind of treated like that, so I didn't want to spoil it. But it's a podcast. I'll spoil it right now. It played music. It had onboard audio throughout the ride, and it was kind of like this fairy, like la 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 la, or however it sounds.
Oh boy.
So that was really cool. I didn't notice it until maybe about halfway through that it's like, holy cow, there's music on this ride. That's awesome. Then we met up with, was it Linda or Debbie? Linda, to ride Merlin's Quest, which Kay will tell you about in a few seconds.
But she told you to go to
Phoenix. Ride Phoenix, and then because it
looked like rain.
Well, it was raining.
Oh, it was raining.
It was lightly raining, and we were like, ride the coaster and then meet us back. So I got to ride Phoenix. A really good wing coaster. Trying to think. I think I've ridden all of the wing coasters in the United States. Let's see. X-Flight, Gatekeeper, Thunderbird. Isn't there another one? Anyway, this was my favorite out of all of them because this one actually had an airtime hill, which was like, whoa! So that was really cool. And, I wonder, did the people from Toverland visit Universal Studios back when Dragon Challenge was operating? Because, again, you remember how well that theming was for that Forbidden Cave thing? it was also like that for Phoenix. It was like this 15-20 minute long walk through queue line, but it was completely indoors. It was indoors and it
I
was
did
all
the outdoor
well. Anyway, it was all themed to
because I
like
had to get to the exit.
it was all themed to a castle, and it was awesome. I think some people, I they wrote it again just to walk through that queue line, and I maybe I don't know if I was the only person that compared it to Dragon Challenge. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure the couple from Orlando compared it to Dragon Challenge, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone about the Merlin's Quest?
It was just a boat ride.
Wasn't there an indoor section?
Not much.
Because I asked someone, like, is the ride good or is it so bad it's
I
good?
mean,
And they were like, it's really good.
It's okay. You ride around this lake and everything, and then you go under a covered bridge, and
I thought you went into a tunnel. I thought it was the dark ride section.
Maybe it was a tunnel. I thought it was over the bridge. Under the bridge, I mean. Well, and it started raining. So then Linda and I were trying to.
I'm gonna read what it was said. Our on-ride video of the new Mack Rides boat tour Merlin's Quest at the Toverland in Sevenum. The cruise over the big lake allows great and unique views of the theme area Avalon and the wing coaster Phoenix. The big highlight of the boat trip is an outstandingly themed dark ride part.
I don't remember a dark ride part. I remember going under a bridge. Maybe that was the dark ride part.
Well, it had to have been a long part for it to be considered part of a dark ride.
Maybe there were ferries or something there. And then when we got back into the station, I mean, it was pouring down rain, and they kept squishing us closer and closer to leaving to get out in the rain because more people had to get off of their boats.
It's okay. It's fine, Kay. I mean, you have a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah, but you never showed up. So yeah, I bumped my head.
Yeah, that was the joke that I wanted to tell you, that I wanted you to remember. So anyway, it started like really downpouring, and so we all ran to the two indoor sections, which are connected.
Well, I had to go and get you from Fury first.
Phoenix.
Man. And I had to do the exit, so it was all outside.
You should have gone through the queue line. You probably would have liked it better. It was more indoors. Anyway,
Just trying to find the line.
So then it was time to eat.
Yeah, you either had chicken fingers.
No, I think
They
you
gave
got
us like 4 things on the thingy.
Yeah, I think you got like chicken or something, and then you found out it was fried chicken, so you couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I had, but you know what? What the heck? I'm saying it was good. And
it
then
got really busy because of the rain.
yeah. So anyone who waited until that point to ride the kids coaster, you were smart.
No, there was a line for it, wasn't there?
Yeah, but it was indoors.
Yeah.
So anyway, then it was time for the group to go to ERT on Phoenix. I was thinking, well, I've already ridden it and I'm kind of wet. I kind of want to stay inside for a little bit.
Yep.
I'm assuming this was okay since no employee said no. So take that for what you will. I'm assuming it was okay with what I did next.
Why not?
They closed the rides, but they did not gate off the playground equipment. And since an employee saw me climbing up the chain ladder to do the play structure, I'm assuming and hoping that what I was doing was legal.
Well,
sorry.
there were other kids that were doing it.
Okay.
You're just a big kid.
Yeah. I didn't see a height limit, so I'm assuming I was fine. Uh, if you remember from Japan and from visiting Southport Pleasureland and going through their walkthrough funhouse, I am kind of a playground playground pal. so
Yeah.
so yeah, these were like net climb things. These were like the Busch Gardens, the SeaWorld net climbing things, except these were like really tall, like 30, 40, 50 feet. And what was attached to them? Long slides. And I don't know if it was just the rain, but man, I was drenched in sweat, which can make climbing or pulling yourself with the ropes and stuff kind of uncomfortable and super exhausting. I wanted Kay to take a picture, but she did this instead.
I took a picture on other stuff.
Yeah, one of the pictures that she did after I was done was like,
Swinging.
yeah, like no guts, no glory. I have to do it. Like, I mean, why not? I mean, it wasn't closed off. Other kids were doing it, so I was assuming that was still okay.
So you had ropes and you had to go from one hill to the next hill to the next hill.
Yeah, and man, afterwards, I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted and tired. Or, well, not necessarily sleepy. I was just like. I also didn't have any water, I don't think, so that also affected me. Uh, I took a picture of Kay next to a fake tree stump. I actually took two pictures, one with just her, and then one that showed more of the tree. Uh, let's see. I think that was about it. And then we walked back to the. At this point, the park was closed, I guess. And so we walked back to the bus. I was thinking we were going to be the only ones there. Nope. And I killed like 4 or 5 wasps, I think.
Yep.
I kind of wanted to do some people were upset at us after the Kringer Kermis Fair, so I kind of wanted to do the same. Like, we've been waiting.
Yeah. But Phoenix was
yeah.
a heck of a way out there.
Mm-hmm. This is one park where it has a lot of land, and you know, it's up. It's kind of like the Alton Towers thing, I would probably guess, except it's not on terrain. It's just that rides are very spread. Rides are like very spread apart, so it requires a lot of walking to get to various things.
Yeah.
Did we watch European Vacation after this, or was it just regular? Or maybe it was Roller Coaster.
I don't remember.
Uh, I saw Vacation for the first time all the way through. I saw European Vacation for the first time.
No, we couldn't have watched the movie because after this park, it was only about an hour to the next hotel
Oh, okay.
that had construction. Wasn't it the next hotel that had construction by the elevator?
I don't know.
You weren't sure if you were going to make it or not.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
A lot of people were complaining that they couldn't get the air conditioning to work in their room, and I think we were fine in all of them. Well, this one I had to open up the
A
front
window?
window and then like close
Are you
it.
sure it was that one?
Isn't
Okay.
it the Select Hotel?
Okay.
Select
Well-
Hotel at Apple Park.
Well, we're gonna take. Well, that's it for this episode. What can I think of for a spoiler? Tune in next time when we find out what is so great about popcorn. How much food can you eat for free?
Not much.
And find out the 2 rides I went on with Ranger.
Cool.
Also, P.S. In the next episode, I'm going to tell you the actual itinerary as opposed to what he said. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Rock on.